Welcome back to Asinine Radio, a weekly podcast where we talk about music, and, well, that's pretty much it. So, let's go!
This is Asinine Radio. This is the weekly music podcast where every week we get into a different band, different artists, and we break down one of their records. We get into the music, lyrics, how it was made, and everything in between. My name is Tyler, and way out there, hundreds of miles away, is Jeff. While you're listening, go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, give us 5 stars. If you're watching on YouTube, you smash that subscribe button, dude. That's what the kids say and do. So go do that. And this week we are kind of wrapping up prog season. We only have one band after this, but
winding down.
We're winding down. There you go. Winding down prog season. It's been a long year so far. I mean, we literally started this the first week of January, prog season with Supertramp. And now we're
God, I forgot we did Super. That was like months ago.
Yes, I know. So prog season. This has been the longest season we've ever done on the podcast. Almost 10 years later.
By far. Yeah. By double.
Yes. So this has been a very long season, but a lot of fun. So except for the Supertramp, that was rough. But anyway,
that was it. That's what spawned prog. Yeah, after Supertramp, we're like, we got to do something good.
We got to do the Mars Volta, like the greatest prog record ever. Well, Francis the Mute. Well, actually, Architecture is the best. But anyway, it doesn't matter.
You think Architecture is the greatest prog record of all time?
Yes, correct. I don't make the rules. But anyway, Pink Floyd, that's what we're doing this week, Pink Floyd. And normally you would think, oh, you're going to do Dark Side, you're going to do Adam Hart, you're going to do The Wall. But no, we're going to do Piper. And we didn't discuss this beforehand, but I think doing Piper is appropriate because this is doing Piper at the Gates of Dawn by Pink Floyd is what sets up Pink Floyd to be as great as they are, and really sets up prog music in the 70s to be as great as it is. So I think it's appropriate to do the Piper at the Gates of Dawn right now.
It's appropriate. It makes sense.
And then next week when we do King Crimson, in the Court of the Crimson King, which is arguably the greatest prog record of all time, I think this is a good thing where we start where kind of prog should have been popularized, and this is the beginning of prog per se in a weird way, to the greatest prog record of all time, which came out 2 years after this, because I think Crimson King came out in '69, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway,
69.
But yeah, so we're not doing like a traditional prog record for this episode, because this is just it's more of a psych rock record, and that's fine. So yeah, we're doing the Piper at the Gates of Dawn by Pink Floyd. Let's get into our what are we doing? Origin story with Pink Floyd.
Origin stories,
first impressions on Piper.
Stinkers.
And then we'll get into bangers, stinkers, all that kind of stuff. So what do you got? Origin story, go.
I don't know, dude. Dark Side of the Moon, the album artwork probably preceded anything I've ever listened to. That's a CD I remember my mom having, but I never listened to it. So very boring origin story, I guess. Fast forward to pretty much like the pod when we started doing albums.
Okay. Like when we started collecting, which was like 20. We started collecting in 2020.
Like 2020, like 6 years ago.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And things kind of fluctuate. My tastes have changed since then. More like I'm honing in on what I actually like. Like I like bits and pieces of here, but this, if you take these two things from these two genres, it makes this genre. Like, oh, I like this genre actually. Thus comes in stoner rock.
Yes. There you go. So my origin story, I remember listening to some of the bigger hits from them growing up. So more specifically, Money. My mom really liked that song, Money. And then, I don't know why that just made me think of Wedding Crashers. Like, Money.
And Money. And she was like the ASMR.
Fucking Rachel McAdams. So anyway, so Money was my introduction to the band, but I was young. I was 7, 8 years old when I remember hearing that. High school, I remember listening to Dark Side, many times because that's what people were into. But I was into like metal shit, punk stuff. It wasn't my cup of tea. And then once I found out that the dudes from Mars Volta really loved the Piper, like really loved Piper and Syd Barrett, I got into Piper. Like I thought Piper was really fucking solid, and I always really liked Dark Side. And then I got into metal for a little while. I really liked metal, but in the end, it comes down to when we started collecting the vinyl stuffs in 2020, and where you and I just bought like pretty much all of their records up through Final Cut, the Final Cut.
Yeah.
We got all of their records, and I mean, for me at least, I listened to the records many times over the last 4 or 5 years. And my rankings have changed, quite a bit since then. Metal's still the greatest record, and Piper remains like top tier for me. I still think Piper is a great fucking psych rock, psych pop record. There's a lot going on here. There's of course a lot of Beatles shit, which we'll get into. But yeah, that's my origin story and first impression with Piper at the Gates of Dawn. So what do you got first impression wise? We can get into some banger stinkers. Do you want to go song by song? What do you think?
There's only 11, so we can go song by song. No,
Okay, I'm down with that. Yeah,
some of these we'll go through pretty quickly, I guess, opposed to others. Yeah, me.
Okay, for what do you got first impressions?
First impressions. The first time I heard Piper, I still was not fully, and I'm still not fully invested, especially the Baroque pop, like the left bank kind of shit. I'm not interested in that. I don't like Baroque pop really. I think it's silly. Even like Sgt. Pepper era stuff. I don't think that's the Beatles' best record. There's a lot of fluff on that record. But then you get into, I don't know, better just pop songwriting, like the Beach Boys. Like that's what I dive into. And
yeah, you love that shit.
Just because I think it's so fucking good. And even bringing it back to Pete Townsend, who had made fun of Pet Sounds in the early days and saying like, pop shouldn't have to be complicated, and this is fucking stupid. This isn't rock and roll. And it's like, well, don't, bro, like take it easy, dude. Pop and rock have a lot to do with each other, and there's a lot of similarities, and they kind of go hand in hand in a lot of ways. Mm-hmm. And he has since recanted that statement.
Of course,
and said, yeah, I was wrong.
Because the Who,
that's stupid to say.
The Who, come on,
dude. The Who's made some. Dude, Tommy's like I think is one of the best conceptual records of all fucking time. It is incredible.
Yeah,
obviously the best opera, but incredible stuff. So my first impression of Piper, I didn't care for it too much. When we started collecting the vinyls, then the experience is different. These records are made; these are made to be listened to, well, in stereo, right? Mm-hmm. Like the hard pan, like that's what they are doing here. That's like, hey, we have this technology, let's use it. Whereas other artists, like Beatles, have to be listened to in mono. Like, okay, whatever, dude. But like these guys embrace the stereo. They embrace just like, what the fuck are you even doing? And there are times when like prog rock has its own thing, but also just like experimental rock, art rock. A lot of the concepts that are being thrown around Piper here are foundational stuffs for not just prog rock, but like I said, art rock. Like some of the weird shit Velvet Underground does, there's on here. Some of the weird shit that like some of the art rocky guys do, even like space rock. We just did Hawkwind. Was Hawkwind last week?
Hawkwind was last week. Yeah,
I don't remember.
It's been a long week. I mean,
that's right. It was like a week and a half.
Yeah, we did Hawkwind last week, but then you were out here for 4 days.
Yeah,
and then we added an extra day before we recorded, so it's been a long week.
Okay. Yeah, so it has been. It's just been abnormal. So when you go out of the routine, things feel longer. But I'm not to say that like Hawkwind wouldn't exist without this record, but like this, like said like, hey, here's the blanket, and then Hawkwind's like, all right, let me build a tent on that shit. So you know what I mean? But like also not just with the space rock, but also a lot of things, even in Pink Floyd's discography, the prog rock that came to, and this is before Crimson, even though I think Crimson obviously in the core is better than this, but like who knows? This is fucking weird. This showed people that like you can do whatever the fuck you want. Like who cares? Fuck off.
But still have a lot of great melody. Like a lot of great melodies.
Behest of fucking the labels, and it's not just the great melodies like for the songs that are obviously just normal songs, but even the weird wanky fucking like what the fuck are you doing? Mm-hmm. Even those songs have cool melodies to them. There's a little bit of structure there. Mm-hmm. There's a little bit of stuff based in like jazz. There's a lot of cool things on this record that it's not a throwaway fucking record.
It's not a throwaway.
Out there.
No.
this is a thorough record for people that just like, I only like the top fucking best records of like, dude, get fucked. Relax. Good Lord. This is good. My God.
Yes, you're right. I mean, I don't think Pink Floyd invented anything with this record. I think they just did everything on this record really fucking well. They took a lot of what the Beatles were doing on Revolver and Sgt. Pepper's. I mean, they were literally recording this record as the Beatles were recording Sgt. Pepper's. Like the guys from Pink Floyd sat in on the Lovely Rita sessions. They were literally there when they were recording them. And
that's a better half song on Sgt. Pepper's.
I would say it's mid-tier from Sgt. Pepper's, yeah. I would say mid-tier.
But a better half. It's not
Okay.
like mid-tier would be right in the middle. It's above the middle.
Okay, yeah, I would agree.
It's above the Mendoza line.
But the point is on Piper, they weren't inventing something. They were just doing something really fucking well, and that's fine. Like not everything has to be like the invention of a new genre or a new style, whatever it is. Like they did the sound manipulation, the production techniques really fucking well, because the Beatles and Beach Boys were doing this before them or during this time as well. But Pink Floyd were just doing it in a weird, wonky, or more avant-garde or Baroque pop, like you said. Like Baroque pop might be the better way to put it, more so than Sgt. Pepper's was. And unfortunately, they don't get lumped in with the greatness of Sgt. Pepper's and Pet Sounds, because Dark Side overshadows anything prior to it, or pretty much anything that Pink Floyd has ever done.
This shouldn't get lumped in with those things. This is just.
But this is
not
like,
as good as Sgt. Pepper's.
No, I agree. It's not as good as Sgt. Pepper's or Pet Sounds, but it's still like one of the great records of that era. For sure, it is. It's still one of the greats.
It's
This is 1967.
It's good.
This is 1967.
Yeah, but like the Velvet Underground dropped their first record in '67,
and that record fucking sucks, dude. That record sucks.
This,
it is not
That's
better than
this.
Get fucked. It is not better.
This holds a place because
no.
this is like artsy to the max, but they weren't trying to be artsy. They were just trying to be musicians and write weird fucking shit.
And that's the
like,
charm.
Beach Boys had 15 records prior to, like, there's so much stuff. And Jefferson Airplane.
But the Beach
did
Boys
a record
doesn't
before this, and like there's so much stuff that came out before.
But
this
what the
that
Beach
is
Boys
better.
wasn't. What the Beach Boys was doing prior to Pet Sounds, or a couple records around before this era of music, what the Beach Boys was doing was vastly different than what we got in this era of the Beach Boys. So that's not a fair comparison. Yeah, they put out 15 records in 6 years, but.
Yeah, but Smiley was before this.
But it's not
even
that,
Smile when Brian Wilson had a mental breakdown.
But even
like,
still, it's not. It's still within
lo-fi.
It's still within this era.
Avant-garde music.
It's still within this era of it. Like it's not like the early surf rock.
Listen, I like this record. No, it's not surf rock in any way, shape, or form. There's no surf rock.
Earlier Beach.
They
earlier Beach
that
Boys.
6 years prior. But I like this record a lot. I do. I was the one who was like, yeah, let's do Piper, because I fucking like Piper.
Surprised at.
And it was cool because, like, if we're doing King Crimson next and their first record, like, let's do this first record. That's cool to do the first records now and just get into that. And I do like this record, but I'm not going to pretend that this did anything else except just like, what the fuck? Why? And then it works out, right? Like, longevity speaking, like, damn, I can't believe they did this. I can't believe the same band did this that did Dark Side. And you can say, well, it's not the same fucking band. It's a different band. Like, not really. It's kind of the same fucking band.
It's a completely different songwriter. I mean, Syd Barrett wrote all of these songs outside of Take Up Thy Stethoscope, which was Roger Waters. But everything else.
And Walk.
But pretty much everything was fucking Syd Barrett.
But Syd Barrett isn't just there telling, like, Brian Wilson and he play this.
That's true.
He had a good group of musicians backing him up, and we'll get into Interstellar Overdrive. He had a bunch of good guys backing him up, playing dope ass parts, so he could just do whatever the fuck he wanted to do. So he could be wanky and annoying.
So let's also go back to a bunch of good musicians. I think the guys in Pink Floyd, I think they're all good, but they're not great by any standard. I don't think Roger Waters is a great bass player. I don't think Nick Mason is a great drummer at all. Yeah, none of them are great singers. Richard Wright, I think objectively, Richard Wright is the best musician out of all the guys, even better than Gilmour. David Gilmour is not that great of a guitar player. He's good.
He just has a tone. He has a tone that's iconic.
Which made him, yes, exactly. But otherwise...
But I don't think any of them are great. No. I think Syd Barrett was great. I don't think any of them else were great.
Because he was the most innovative. I feel like he was the most innovative. But when it comes to the other guys, they took from everything that they were already seeing. They made it their own. They kind of did their own thing and all that shit. But yeah, Syd Barrett, I think he was the most unique songwriter out of all of them. And the way he kind of fucked around in the studio. Yes, it was similar to the Beatles, but it was still had its own character. And when you listen to Piper, as opposed to Sgt. Pepper's and Pet Sounds and shit of this very specific like 1 year era, Piper stands on its own. Piper really, really does stand on its own. And the rest of the guys in the band, that's why even after the fact, yeah, Syd Barrett was technically on Saucer Full of Secrets, but he co-wrote one song on it, and none of the guys in the band felt comfortable really writing songs because they had no experience with it. Like they were strictly relying on Syd. So was management, so was the label EMI. Everybody was relying on Syd. And then we kind of get like these guys who occasionally write really great songs from great albums, but overall they're not good musicians. They're just not. That's just what it comes down to. These guys are not good.
They are not. I mean, they're good.
I mean, okay, I take it back. Though. Yeah, they're good, but they're not great or iconic in any. They have, really any
and I think like what makes a good from great musician. I think Clapton is a good example of what someone like. Like, is he great? I don't know, man. I don't know. I think he's good for sure. But then you get like Hendrix where like he's great. You know what I mean? So like what makes good from great? I don't know.
It also comes down to songwriting. It's like Clapton, he's a great guitar player. Great guitar player, but not a good songwriter. Hendrix had both.
But he's so great at songwriting that it kind of bumps him up into the great realm.
Clapton is?
But damn, he's as a guitar player? Yeah,
I don't think his songwriting is his songwriting's good.
As a guitar player, he's incredible. Songwriting, no, but because he's so damn good at the guitar, we can bump him up there.
Yes,
but even this debate of having whether or not Clapton is neither here nor there, right? It's like objectively, Hendrix is great. Objectively, these guys are great.
Because Hendrix had the chops and he had the songwriting capabilities.
But we're talking like Roger Waters, like there's no one on earth would ever say, oh, he was a great bass player. It's like, no, he was just he was a great songwriter.
Who really says
he had a lot of great parts?
Come on.
That is true. There are no great bass players.
Outside of Les Claypool, the bass sucks. No, I'm just kidding.
There's probably a top 10 great bass players of all time. That's about it.
Of course, Victor Wooten.
No, there's literally top 10. Everyone that's not in that top 10 is not.
Everyone
just play the guitar, dude.
Might as well.
You know what I mean? Just play the guitar. Who cares? I think the strength of this record is not. I think the strength of this record is Syd Barrett and his reliance on the fact that everyone else is going to write pretty dope parts to back him up, and it's an endearing kind of glimpse into psych pop of the 60s, this like 60s psychedelia throwback record that's just like, what the fuck, this is weird, this is cool, this isn't the Beatles, this isn't the Beach Boys, this isn't the Left Bank, this is something cool, I dig. And it's weird as fuck.
It is weird as fuck. Also, I think what it comes down to with this record, there's a lot of production techniques that really, add to the overall sound of this record. I think Syd Barrett, I think what I think his charm was that like he would create parts or sections of songs, and then he would go into the studio with the producer or whatever engineer, and they come up with like weird mic placements and weird tape loops and whatever it is, and it was essentially just compiling a bunch of sounds and melodies and making kind of a cohesive song for the most part. Because also if you read back to like performances of Pink Floyd at the time, everybody said at the time their live performances were wildly different than what you heard on Piper. So it just goes to show this is like a studio album. It's like when the Beatles did Sgt. Pepper's, they didn't tour on that. These were just studio records, and that's what Piper is too. That's how I feel Piper is too.
I mean, that's Grateful Dead stuff, right?
Yeah,
like this
that's
is
true
not
too,
indicative of the band as a whole. This is something different. This is subdued. And yeah, there's a lot about Pink Floyd's early shows that this is not the same band. This is wildly different. And I think them using those production tricks, especially with like the hard pan and the channel separation.
They love that shit.
Which I think like probably just like it was probably tedious to separate things like that, like with recording to tape and everything like that. I think it was probably tedious. It's like, why even do it? And then B, radios really didn't play that shit. Radios played mono. Like that's what everybody wanted to hear. That's
all they could play.
Pet Sounds was mono. We want to hear mono. If it's not mono, fuck off. Like our little radio station aren't going to play it. We don't care.
But that was the thing.
So why would you do it?
They couldn't play stereo.
And so if no one's going to play it, then why do it? Right? Mm-hmm. Why do it? Because I want to. Because I want to do this. It's my fucking music, and I don't give a shit if you're going to play it or not. I want to do this. And that's what makes us different than everything else Pink Floyd has done. There
is a mono mix of this record, too. I haven't listened. I've never listened to it. But there is a mono mix of Piper. So there's that. Anyway, let's get into some... I have no stinkers, right? No stinkers. There's one okay song, but everything else is a banger, honestly. Right?
No, for sure no stinkers. Everything else is at least good filler.
Yes. So are we gonna go top to bottom? Start with Astronomy Don't Mind. All right. So first track, Astronomy Don't Mind, 4 minutes 11 seconds long. What do you have on this one?
Is Astronomy Don't Mind or Domine? There's a little fucking tilde over the E. Domine.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
But there's that's not a tilde. That's an accent over the E. Sorry, tilde is a little squiggly line over the end.
And that's more of like a Spanish thing, right?
Yeah, Domine. Yeah. If it was a tilde, it'd be like Domine. If it's with the accent, it'd be like Domine.
Yeah. Like a question mark? Like, yeah?
See, that's the problem with like other languages except for English. There's too many squiggle lines and check marks and like just stupid.
And then you have the upside down exclamation point in Spanish. Oh. I've never understood that.
We won't even get into like the characters that the Chinese and Japanese and Koreans do, because that's just like, bro, come on, learn how to write. Am I right?
Dude, you're right.
I'm right.
So what do you got for Astronomy? The first track. So stupid.
Cool intro. This is my 2B, by the way.
Okay, that's my 4B. That's okay.
I like using the megaphone to kind of set the stage here. I mean, this is spacey shit right here.
Yes.
The descending riff, that loud screechy single notes with like the little verb on them in the chorus, just fucking wild stuffs. All of it is sick. Mm-hmm. Just a cool longer jam. I liked his lyrics a lot too this week.
Yeah, they're more straightforward than I was expecting. I thought it was just going to be a jumble of words, really. Or
I expected them to be shit.
Yes.
I thought they were going to be absolute just dog shit.
A little bit better than I was expecting, yes.
I guess my expectations were really, really low, so they were better than that, yes.
Yeah. Considering Syd Barrett's declined so quickly, yes, they're better.
And his first solo record is not good whatsoever.
Yeah, record's not very good. Yeah. So, okay, so yeah, with Astronomy, this one, it's like a constant state of tension. Like you're constantly building into something. It never quite reaches a relief, but that's okay. Like it'll abruptly stop and then go into something else. The descending line, some weird falsetto shit's going on in that section of the song too. But overall, yeah, it's the tension building in this song that I think makes it stand out amongst others. So, and
yeah, I mean that was a big thing in the 60s is space.
It was, yes.
Space race.
Space
was a thing, so everybody was jumping on board.
Even though we all know America was the country.
The first country in space and land on the moon and the best of all time. I don't know if we're the first in space.
We were not the first in space. No, we were not the first in space.
First on the moon, though.
Supposedly we were the first on the moon.
Supposedly the first on the moon.
But we were not the first in space.
I wasn't there. I didn't see it.
Yeah.
Can neither confirm nor deny.
Who the fuck was Britland? Who was Britland? They didn't go to space until yesterday.
Bro, they're still like building fucking... They were probably still building like wooden ships at the time. Put an extra fucking rudder on the back,
how the fuck do I get to fucking America right now,
the fuck is in America, and Christopher Columbus never came back.
Fuck is this asshole? Anyway. And he was not British at all. Goddamn Britlanders. Good. All right. Yeah, Astronomy.
I told you it's going to happen.
I know. And lyrically, yeah, it's about... I mean, lyrically, it matches up with the tension of the music, where it's a ship taking off into space. There's a point where it gets in trouble, And that's where you get kind of the instrument, almost like instrumental break in the song where the ship is under attack, let's say by aliens or just
the big cymbals.
Yeah. So there's this tension in the song and this build and this loud and everything. And then it kind of resolves itself at the end musically and lyrically as well. And then they're back on track heading to their destination, wherever it is in space. We don't know. That's up to Syd Barrett.
It's the first track from the first record by a brand new band. Mm-hmm. And like lyrically and just like poetically what he's doing here, the way he's rhyming things, it's not just end rhymes, right? But it's also like internal rhymes that he's doing, like floating down, the sound resounds, like 3 rhymes within one little line there, but then also rhyming the end of it. I think it's a ballsy move. He's setting the bar pretty fucking high. Regardless, he's not really saying much. It just sounds like a lot of cool intergalactic shit, intergalactic kegger. It sounds like a bunch of cool stuff. But it's still impressive that he can internal rhymes and end rhymes in the same stanza. I dig. I respect.
Yes. So do we have anything else on astronomy?
2B.
All right. So that's my 4B. Next up, we have Lucifer Sam. This is my favorite song on the record. This made my top 10 Pink Floyd songs. I think that main riff, it's so good. Very espionage, spy sounding. I mean, we're in the middle of James Bond, you know. Dr. No comes out in 61, 62. The movie, at least, not the book. But the movie does, you know, James Bond is on top of the world. I think Thunderball came out in 65, 66. So, you know, everybody loves that surf kind of tone, guitar tone. And Syd Barrett clearly loves it. He loves that guitar line.
Everybody likes it. It's fucking cool.
It's so sick. So, yeah.
The Secret Agent Man song, right? Like, that's the Ventures. And like, this is Cirque rock here.
It's fucking good.
A lot of that like psych pop shit of this era sounded like surf rock too, just drippy and trippy. It's a little darker with some like cool channel separation, lead guitar on the left, rhythm on the right kind of thing. MGMT did a cool cover of this. There was a whole list of bands that did a cover of it, and they did a cover on like Jimmy Kimmel or some shit. And for whatever reason, from people when I was on Reddit, like, oh, dude, check out the MGMT cover, and it was cool. I dug their rendition of it. But this song is dope, man. It's dope. It has a cool fucking vibe to it. Like you said, it's very, very James Bond sounding. Even like the little background or like the lead guitar, but those quick little leads. It's not too complex. No. It's very of its time. It's time stamped as psychedelic late 60s. But fuck, it's cool.
There's also some great organ too. Like Richard Wright kind of nails it. He's not overbearing on this song, but the relief back into like the instrumental section, there's some great fucking organ playing too. Like Richard should get more recognition on this song because he fucking nails it. Especially
what this record reminds me of more than any other thing that we've like talked about is that Stones record On Her Satanic Majesty's Request. Yeah. This whole record reminds me so much of that.
I could see that.
Just fuck it, do it.
I could.
You have an idea? Just do it.
I still don't have that on vinyl.
But this is good.
Still don't have that on vinyl.
Whereas, like, I think the Satanic her Satanic Majesty's Request is like a joke album making fun of Sgt. Pepper's and this music of this era. I think this is a deliberate attempt to make that kind of music.
Agreed. And that ends up being like the best Rolling Stones record.
It's weird because some bands like the more I listen to, the more we do on the pod or the more I spin on the vinyls, I like more and more and more. And some bands are like less and less and less. The Stones is a band that I like less and less and less.
Yeah, they're just
as the years goes on.
They're so boring.
I mean, I'm just a guy that like change. I enjoy new things. I'm same okay.
Here. Yeah, same here.
With saying like I don't like this anymore. Like I'm cool with letting it go for a while and come back to it later. I'm not scared of it. It's fine.
I mean, I'm the same way too, and that's what makes this pod so great is that we're both that way. Well, it's true. It's true.
Okay, we'll play Pokemon again.
Shut the fuck up. All right. So Lucifer Sam. Lyrically, it's just, I mean, I don't think there's anything deep about this. Some people think it's
about his cat.
Yeah, it's about his fucking Siamese cat.
It's literally about his cat.
But some people try to break it down and think it's about this or about that. It's like, dude, come on. This guy was fucked up most of his early life. Come on. It's about his goddamn fucking Siamese cats.
I imagine this is like in the same realm of of when I get like really toasty and I chase my dogs around, like wrestling with them and shit, and like fighting over a dog toy. I imagine him just being really fucked up and just like laying on the floor in his stomach and just staring at his cat, being like, "Damn, you're so boring," because he's just doing boring, mundane things. But it's fun.
Let's get into Matilda Mother. The next track here. I know there's a wardrobe change that you just made. You added your jacket.
It's cold in here.
Okay, that's fine. We took a little break, but
fucking hell,
you changed into that Oregon sweater.
I was over here freezing.
All right, so Matilda Mother. This is a song written by Sid, but sung by Richard Wright. He's on the lead vocals, and then Sid sang all the backup on this, which is unusual for this record, but that's the way it was. And
that's where she goes.
This is also cool because the song is the way it's panned. So the vocals are on the left side. All the vocals are on the left side. All the instruments on the right, and it just gives this kind of like this almost like disorienting feel to it. And I also love the harmonizing of the guitar and vocals on this one. It's a killer track.
There's a lot of fun stuff with this one. I don't always like this kind of Baroque pop kind of sound. It gets a little too much, and a lot of times I can't help but giggle at the accents. And it's usually never fun. Like it takes itself too fucking seriously. Like I don't know, like the Zombies and Left Bang take themselves very seriously. Yeah. But this one's heavy in psychedelia, and it's just fucking out there. It's just weird and bizarre. And there's a part too where there's I can't remember what he says, but it reminds you of the Oompa song. Which is, I don't like the look of it. Do 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 do. It's the same exact fucking progression. I wonder if because I think Wonka came out 70s, early 70s.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I think Wonka's 70s.
So I wonder if they listened to Pink Floyd and like, that sounds kind of cool. Do you listen to the Oompa Loompa song? But this one's weird. It's fun. Has some dope lead parts. A couple rad organ leads. There's some cool dude, Richard Wright's got some fucking really, really rad parts all over this record too. That's what I'm saying. Like Sid Barrett has super rad ideas. He's big. He's ambitious, but he's got to be grounded in reality. And Richard helps him. Rogers helps him. And then that's about it, though. The drummer's like, whatever. So many vocal parts, double track shit. It's all serving the tone. It's cool. I don't know.
It's cool.
It's not one of my bangers. I did put it as a strong
boy
filler.
Strong boy.
It's not one of my bangers. Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. It was my 5B on this one. I have 10 Bs and then one just okay song. So this is my 5B. So also this is
was the Gnome the okay song?
No, it was powered to the HC, whatever that's. I don't know how to say that
Power Toki.
Yeah, that was my kind of okay song. But also the lyrics to this one, Sid Barrett wanted to take the lyrics straight up or take the words straight up from a book from somebody named Hilaire Belloc. I don't know how to pronounce that person's name, but
they were like, you know what?
Cautionary tales for children, and they said absolutely not. So this is his interpretate or take on the stories. But in the end, it's about being young, nostalgic, or nostalgic about being young and innocent, like children are, and just how you can, when you're a child, you could easily escape reality and all that. And he just kind of wants that simplicity back in his life. I mean, when you think about it, all the massive drug use, of course, makes you want to go back to something.
It's a tried and true statement, though. Like, how often do you go back and damn, I wish I could have done this, or I wish I was because life's fucking hard, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, the older you get, the more responsibilities pile on.
Yeah.
But I think I think Sid Barrett could have been a dope fucking songwriter, because there are parts of this song where I think damn, that's really cool. Because in one of the verses he's in a room of sunshine, and his mom's reading a story to him, but he looks over to the window and he sees these dark clouds passing by, and damn, dude, the imagery of that alone is just that's his childhood getting stolen from him by time.
So good.
And that's so fucking cool.
Yeah.
A little elementary, right? A little rough around the edges, but it's there. It's there.
Mm-hmm.
Man, this guy has some fucking potential.
He does. I mean, for this being your first record that you put out, it's something special. And once again, this is not the rest of the guys in the band. This is Sid's stuff. Yes, he has good musicians along with him, but these are Sid's compositions, and he directed great parts, and He did a lot of good shit in the studio. Unfortunately, his first solo record, the
I cannot
self-titled
believe
record,
how bad that
it's
shit
not
is.
a good record. But I mean, this is what when you're so fucked up on drugs, and you have been for over a year or two. Yeah, dude, it fucks up with your mind. You think you're doing something great, but it's really not. And yeah, Piper had so much. This guy had so much potential. Syd Barrett had so much potential.
I wish we could have got more Floyd with Syd Barrett.
And he got fucked so hard by his own doing. Got fucked so hard so early. There's nobody to blame but himself for what you know.
I blame drugs.
Well, I mean, he was forced to take the drugs. Anyway.
We don't know that.
Well, I do. I was there. So we have Flaming coming up next, the 4th track. This is my 6th banger. This is a banger for you at all?
This is not a banger, but I mean, I only did like 4 Bs.
Okay.
And then I did like, this is top tier banger, or top tier filler.
All right. So
it's fucking catchy.
It is
it's
catchy.
so goddamn
this
catchy.
This is a great psych pop song. Great psych pop song.
I love singing in the Queen's English too, but I can't.
King's English.
Yeah.
Watch yourself.
That's right.
King's
That's
English
right.
now.
Excuse me.
The Queen herself died a couple of years ago. So,
excuse me.
King's
I think it's commonplace, common nomenclature to call it the Queen's English.
But it's not when the Queen is dead. No, I'm from Britland, so I know these things. Well, I know more than Skip does. I certainly know more than Cody does.
I definitely know.
So.
No, Cody knows less than Skip, and Skip doesn't know a lot. The amount of just nonsense in this, we're getting wild here. We're getting too wild here.
Okay.
The amount of just nonsense noise here is cool. Like, you just have to love it. The toys, right? The clicking, the fucking clapping. Yeah. Apparently finger cymbals are being used, slide whistles, random toy, like these little things, little fucking gypsy things.
Do you remember the State of the Union here in America, here in the U.S.? There was that girl that Trump mentioned in the State of... Do you watch State of the Union?
No, I don't.
You didn't watch it. There was one part...
It's 2 hours fucking long. That's crazy.
It was way too long, but I did end up watching
Piss
it.
off.
But there was a part where he was like recognizing some girl. She was like 19 or something. She detransitioned, and he was congratulating her. And instead of clapping, she was going like this, like that. Yeah.
Damn, I'm gonna clap like this. Oh, I like that. I'm gonna clap like that from now on. Doubles.
Yeah, in our group chat, we were all talking about like, why the fuck is she clapping like that? Not that we even cared. We were just like, we were trying to notice like all the stupid shit that was going on at the State of the Union.
Honestly, I made a point not to watch it. I just needed like a mental break from
everything, reality.
I've been falling hard into it too ever since a couple of years, like a year and a half ago. Yeah. It's too much sometimes. God damn.
I know. Trump is exhausting, and when you have 2 hour. He broke his own record for the longest State of the Union. He broke his own record. So anyway, continue. I was sorry.
And when I say I didn't watch, I did read a lot about it and pretty much like a breakdown of his talking points. And like, dude, at this point, like at the 15, 20 minute mark, that's when most people are just like, dude, I'm turning this off. Yeah. This is stupid.
And I mean, honestly, you could have condensed everything down to like 30 minutes, 35 minutes.
45 minutes tops, what it should be. It's a concise summary, breakdown. Yeah,
he's an entertainer. He's an entertainer first, and everything else second. That is what Trump is. He's an entertainer first. That's what we got, dude. All right, so
that's true.
So Flaming. Yes. What do we have anything else on this one?
There's a part at like the 2 minute mark where they called it like I guess you add metal to the percussive thing on the piano to make you get this like tinny kind of like honky tonk saloon western sound. And dude, it sounds so fucking cool. It sounds so badass and I love it. And I thought it was just the Farfisa, whatever the fuck it was or whatever. But I guess I think that's what the sound is. If you listen to it again, you'll be like, oh yeah, that sounds fucking super dope. Actually, I like that. Lyrically, I like how he plays around with the senses here, touch, feel here. Like he's hyper aware of what he's feeling and not feeling. Obviously, probably kind of fucking high, but also there's like a tinge of sadness to him on this song. But I feel you, are you too? Very Oasis-y, right? Very, very.
Don't even try to compliment Oasis. It's not possible. So lyrically, this is about him just tripping on acid and shit. I was having such a great time in his mind, but nobody else can see what he's thinking. So he's just kind of enjoying what he's going through. And maybe this is like the rest of his life. I mean, you hear all the stories about Sid, and he's just kind of out there, like the lights are on, nobody's home, that whole expression thing. But maybe he's just like fucking living it up in his own head in like this alternate reality, because that might exist too. We don't know. But
I mean, he's not the only like well-known musician to have a bad trip, and it follows it like Peter Green, right? Had some bad
similar,
trips that followed him forever, and it's
not
just,
to this extreme, but yeah.
Sometimes it changes people, and they're different, and I don't know. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, all that psychedelic stuff was all a psyop. It was all a psyop.
All of it.
All of it was
every last one.
All that Grateful Dead shit, all psyop, baby. All right, so then
hold on there, dude, because if you want to get into the Grateful Dead shit, that is true.
I know it's true. Yes, that's what I'm saying.
We're talking the psyop of this. I don't know if that's true or not, but the Grateful Dead stuff, yes. Those Stanford experiments, yes. Like Bear Osley, who was the biggest distributor of LSD on the west coast of the U.S., Ken Casey, these guys were part of those Stanford experiments. Like, hey, dude, come try this new drug that we got. We'll pay you $100, and it might fuck you for. Those were actual things.
Yes.
So I don't want to confuse, hearsay of the Pink Floyd stuff with actual things that happened on the Grateful Dead.
It happened. It was all real. It was all a psyop, baby.
Well, the Grateful Dead stuff happened. This stuff is just maybe he took a bad pill. I don't know what the fuck he did.
He just did too much. That's why. Let's get into the next song. Power Toke. I don't know.
I think it's like Talk H. It's a whole thing. I don't know. It's instrumental. It's. I think it's one of the few times Pink Floyd has fun. I think you can count like on one hand how many times Pink Floyd on a song has had like actual fun. But I think it's one of them. It's an instrument, but it's fun for them.
Yeah.
It's led by a piano just noodling in one channel and silence in the other most of the time. But it's a fun piece of just noises, and the band was very excited to make it and just make full use of the stereo. But we also see the template of what will become of like Rogers. Like he has some cool parts here, and it's like, oh damn! Like the last part of the song, it swings and it grooves in a way that they'll perfect and use, albeit way too much. But it's here. Yeah. This is the beginning of Dark Side, of Wish You Were Here. This is it. But it still sounds fun. It's stupid, but it's fun.
Amateur. Let's just say amateur. Let's say amateur.
I think amateur is. I think there's a you can combine amateur and fun a lot of times. Not all the time, but a lot of times you can.
Okay. All right.
Like before you get too serious about something, you're an amateur, and I don't know. I do think this is fun. I think they had fun making this. It's goofy. It's stupid. It's a amateur Interstellar Overdrive. But we'll get
that's fair. But I mean, Interstellar is much better. Not to say it's great or the greatest, but it's definitely better.
1B, baby.
Is it though? Okay. So next up, we have Take Up Thy Stethoscope and Walk.
And Walk.
This is the only track written by Roger. The only track not written by Syd Barrett. And this is just honestly a great, cool psych rock song. Some great organ playing from Richard Wright. Just absolutely fucking nails it. There's also a section of the song where Richard's on one side of the stereo, and then Sid is just doing this shredding on the guitar that is just not very good. And it's not even like this dueling thing. They're kind of just doing their own thing on each side of the stereo. But it just has this charm to it that I think is just, it's so much fun. It's very of its time. Not great, but still a ton of fun. And then you drop back into the main melody, which I think is great. I think Roger Waters did a great job writing this this catchy fucking melody to the song, outside of the instrumental.
So good.
Outside of the instrumental craziness that this song has, and this song is only what is it, 3 minutes and 5 seconds? So a lot happens in three minutes.
Yeah.
So
it's just like super proggy psych piece that doesn't have any direction, but does show off like these guys have a great future. Mm-hmm. This is them just off in a loft, then, are you? Fucking wanking off. We're jerking off in the fucking bathroom, in. That's what this song is. It's just like, this is goofy and stupid. And the beginning, like, part of it, where he's like that,
Yeah.
never comes out again. And like when the groove drops in, like, it's a completely fucking different song. And I like it, dude. I think it's insane. I think it's cool. I think Roger Waters slays. I think he does a good job of showing us, like, dude, I want to be better, right? Because this is a good song on its own. If he never did anything else after this, like, oh, remember that one song he did? That was cool. Yeah. But this is cool, man. And I like it. I dig it. It's amateur. It's a good amateur attempt at what he will perfect later on.
Okay.
Quickly, too.
Yeah. So we get into
this is like their Buddha. There's nothing wrong with Buddha. Buddha's fun.
Blink 182. Yeah.
Yeah, Buddha's fun. Cheshy's fun. Calm down, everybody. God damn. Buddha's fun. Cheshy's fun. This is like their Buddha and Cheshy.
And then lyrically, to take up thy stethoscope, it's about just death. I think that's straight up what it's about. I don't think it's anything deeper than that. I don't think there's a lot of metaphors. I think it's just about death and his fear of death, which is still a pretty dark thing, but especially in the context of this record. But that's what it's.
I saw a lot of people are saying it was about like some Bible verse about Jesus or something like that.
I think that's just looking way too.
I know that Rogers grew up in a very religious household, so I'm sure he's heard these tales from the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't really fucking care. He's an atheist, and who gives a shit?
All right, so then we get into
Arsenal supporter, which we didn't talk about in the fucking metal.
Which, I mean, we'll eventually do metal on like the main episode because we have to do it. So then we get into Interstellar Overdrive. This is my least favorite banger. I still like the song, but it's 9 minutes 40 seconds long. It's just this experimental instrumental that just goes in a bunch of different ways. And honestly, I feel like this is just a mess of a song. Like, this is a song you just kind of throw in the background and think, okay, this part's kind of cool, but then it's just like, oh, this part's kind of annoying, and then it'll drop back into something that's, okay, this is cool. It's just like this constant ebb and flow of like, this is cool, this is kind of shitty, kind of cool, kind of shitty. Interstellar is just a mess of a song. I think it's way too ambitious for the band that they were at this time. Way too ambitious. That's how I feel about it.
I think you're partly right. Yes, it is way too ambitious, but this is free jazz. This is Pharaoh Sanders. This is Ornette Coleman.
I know, and a lot of free jazz sucks.
Well, Walner, dude. I the more I listen to it, the more I get. Like, the more I listen to jazz in general, the more I get like, okay, I see where you're coming from. I see why you think this is great. Free jazz, especially in this track here, and like what we like about Pharaoh Sanders. I know you like Pharaoh.
I do like some of it. Yeah, some of his stuff.
We like the beginning and like the end. Like, yeah, there's a good fucking tune. That's a good tune. If you want to just dick off in the middle, then do what you got to do. But make sure you come back to it, right? Mm-hmm. Make sure we find the melody again before we end the song. Otherwise, we're left hanging, and it's like, what the fuck did I just listen to? Yeah. That's Interstellar Overdrive. I think it takes a little bit further in a lot of free jazz and I'm not going to even begin to like dissect Ornette Coleman. That's wild stuff.
Even you can't dissect most. At least we cannot dissect most jazz. Like, we're not. But you
still will pick up on things. So we listen. And I think Pharaoh Sanders versus like Ornette Coleman, because Ornette Coleman's like 50s and Pharaoh Sanders is still going to like the 60s and 70s. Yeah. You can still pick up on like, okay, well, look at that two little riff note that he did before he dropped back into that wild shit. Mm-hmm. That's like, those are the root notes of the original melody, or those are like the fifths of the original melody. Yeah. And I also think like a lot of like Grateful Dead does this exact same thing. They begin and end in the same spot. And I think this is more like these guys are trying to be, and this came out the same year as essentially the Grateful Dead's first record. So obviously they're not trying to be the Grateful Dead, but I think they're trying to be like free jazz guys, and they listen to it. They understand like what they want to do. They're not good enough to do it yet, but it's here. It's here. There's a lot of parts in this, especially after like the little, I don't know what that sound, that that part. You know,
I have no idea what it is. Yeah,
almost like a record skipping, like as it goes like through and through and through. It sounds like fucking for like 45 seconds, and then right after that we hear that same like opening riff. but it's like real quick. And like, okay, that's them signaling to each other that we're going to go back into another improvisational part, and let's get it back to the root here, and then figure out where we're going to go to next. This is very, very like next level Grateful Dead kind of stuff. This is very free jazz. This is very Pharoah Sanders. This is an incredible song. I think this is amazing. And I think when people hear the middle of this, they think it's a throwaway shit. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. Like, no. I think they know exactly what they're doing. And I listened to like live versions of this and like outtakes and shit from this era. And then specifically this song, there's not a lot of it, but it's all the same.
I mean, they did this like, song on Umaguma.
And this
on
is
the live
but
portion,
it wasn't
on the live portion.
But it wasn't with Sid though.
It wasn't. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it was only with just
different.
Gilmore and then
it was more based in like structure, right? One, dun, dun, dun. It was more like that. It wasn't. I don't know. This song is wild. This song is fucking wild. These guys knew what they were doing, but they didn't quite know. Like this wasn't meshing with like this.
Yes.
And that happens a lot.
Yeah. So
right.
Like the way I look at it, because people have broken. Okay, so what I noticed about almost every single song on this record, people have broken down the structure of the song. What not only just what key it was in, but the way they descended to different sections and blah blah blah. Like people have broken these songs down so fucking much. I was shocked at especially this record. Maybe that
better than you give it credit.
Maybe that
like you give it credit
in general,
for.
Yes. But I mean, it gives a lot of credit to Syd Barrett because I think Syd Barrett is an underrated songwriter. But also there are moments, especially on Interstellar, where it's just the thought was there, the ambition was there, but they could not quite execute it. Like I totally understand where you're standing with the Pharoah Sanders, the Ornette Coleman. I get it. I totally fucking get it. But they cannot execute it right. These guys are not jazz guys. They're not jazz musicians. They don't have the chops to do what those musicians did on those records.
They know what they want.
They know what they want, and there of course there's the charm. There's the charm of it. It's like let's go back to like a fucking, I don't know, like more modern times. Let's go back to like a Thrice record, for example. They're great musicians. But they're not. It's like, let's play a bunch of thrash songs, but we're not quite as great as like thrash guys. So let's do what we do thrash wise. It's still a great record. It's still a fucking incredible record, like Identity Crisis, Illusion of Safety, great thrash records. But those aren't thrash records. Those are throwing thrash elements into kind of what we know and what we're comfortable playing in, and that's kind of what Piper is too. It's like, but like to like a completely different degree, because jazz, especially freeform jazz, avant-garde jazz, is so much more complicated than, let's say, thrash metal. So it's the same idea, but in a different context, and that's what Interstellar is. And these guys, because freeform jazz is, for me at least, is so difficult to get into, Interstellar, these guys are just subpar at doing jazz songs, at doing jazz sections, I should say.
They're subpar. Yeah. Right.
Like it's like Greg Ginn. It's like Greg Ginn from Black Flag trying to play like prog music or jazz music, and you're like, what the fuck is
trying
this?
To play the guitar.
Yeah, just trying to play outside of power chords. Greg Ginn playing outside of power chords. That's essentially what this is. And even power chords, Greg Ginn's not great at playing. I mean, we all hear the Damaged record. His power chords are terrible too. Can't even keep in time. But
Like what I love about the Grateful Dead is here. It's they are better at it, and that's just whatever. Better musicians, who cares? Don't care. But like what I like about the Grateful Dead is what I think I might like about free jazz. Give me 5 more years of it, I guess, possibly.
Forcing it upon you.
It's not. Well, like you have to force something upon you if you really want to like get into it, right?
Yeah,
There's something
no, it's
like
true.
pizza.
I get it.
You give like anybody on earth pizza, they're gonna fucking like it. It's just good. You know what I mean? But you start putting pineapple on pizza, like I don't know.
It's still not
give
bad.
It time.
It's still not. I mean, pineapple on pizza still
give
isn't
it time.
Bad, but I would never really go back to it unless it was the only thing there.
Of course,
I'd still enjoy it.
There are some things you need to like enjoy, digest, let it sit, do it again. You know what? I'm not quite there yet. And like I think you are kind of like coming around the Grateful Dead.
I am. I got
give
one of their live records. I did get
slow it down a little bit, and you'll you'll get there, maybe not, but like who cares if you don't, right? I don't know, but like for me, what I like about the Grateful Dead is here we start and end in the same spot. Like that's just jamming 101. Who cares? But when we go through it, we can all give each other little cues here and there, and you can hear like a little bass line thrown in there where they go back to what they want to do, or you hear like a lead part there, like later on in the song, and you're like, okay, let's go back to where we want to do. Albeit this is very, very, very rudimentary. This is like scraping the bottom of the barrel, but I do think it's here. I think with some time, I think with some effort, with some lessons, with just some jamming, like this could have been incredible. And then like we cap it off with a hard fucking pan. Like God, like it's a hard dude. It's like we're like doing this on the fucking volume knob. You know what I mean? It's like, what are you doing?
Like, how can we annoy the listener more?
Yes, exactly. Yeah. But that's what free jazz kind of sounds like to someone who doesn't give a shit about jazz, right?
It's just like wailing and playing off notes on your clarinet or on your saxophone. That's what free jazz is.
To the untrained ear.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, when you really kind of break it down, then okay, this kind of makes sense, but it's still fucked up, like really fucked up. I still don't care for free jazz avant-garde shit. I just don't.
You have to try.
Which is so pretentious in itself.
I'm still trying.
Which is so pretentious in itself. Oh my god, dude!
I own a fucking record store, and I'm still trying, and I'm getting it a little bit more and more each month, each year.
You're just accepting the bad. You're just accepting more and more of the bad.
No, because
this is like almost like Stockholm syndrome.
No, because once you hear it, you're like, oh wow, that was good. Much like the Grateful Dead, dude. You get some of those live records, and they'll do a 25-minute like jam of Dark Star, and you'll hear Jerry throw like a riff in, and then they'll forget about it, and you'll feel like throw that same riff in later on, like, oh, dude, they're going into this song next because that's how they signal to each other that they want to move on. In 8 minutes, 9 minutes, 10 minutes from now. Like it's just fucking crazy to me. It's just peak musicianship. Oh, it's so cool. I want to get into Fish, but I'm not. I already have enough. Yeah. I already have enough stuff on my plate right now.
All right, so let's move off from Interstellar. Let's get into The Gnome. This is my third banger. Gnome? This is my third banger.
The what?
You love this song though, right?
I love this song.
I love this. This is straight up Beatles sounding psych pop, acoustic driven. The rolling of the R's, the rolling of Sid's R's, it's so fucking stupid, but I fucking love it. And then you have the underlying like horse clopping. It's so simple, but I love it. I fucking love this. It's a fucking trip.
And it just gets more like, it gets more drippy as we go along too, and at some point it's just like, look at the sky.
The accent is something.
It's absolutely right. It's absolutely wild. There's some cool bass grooves to this too to supplement, but like it's really about the tune itself. The tune of it all. The tune of it all. Yeah, this is my 3B too. I fucking love this.
It's a cool song.
Funky delivery, grimble grumble shit.
I think like so. Friend of the pod, Skip, he's been very critical recently of this particular Pink Floyd record, and that's fine. He could choose to be wrong, but the Gnome, he was saying like it's a very folky tune, and even you were saying like Tyler's gonna hate the Gnome song, whatever. But like British folk kind of music is way more endearing than a Bob Dylan, than American folk. I feel only because the accent. It's really the accent. Like that's what it comes down to. The way the story. No, I'm just saying the storytelling of some of.
Saying they're stupid.
No, I'm saying let me fucking finish. People telling a story with a British accent is more appealing than hearing somebody with an American accent, especially an annoying American accent like Bob Dylan telling a story. I just don't want to listen. I'm instantly turned off by it. But you have a British dude telling a story, even though it's a stupid story, I'm more engaged. I'm more engaged with it. And that's what the Gnome is. Even though it's a bad story, I'm still engaged. As ridiculous as it sounds.
I think it's easy to like the English folk scene because it just sounds like It's fantasy.
Yes.
It sounds like fantasy
Yes,
to
exactly.
us. Like, it sounds like fantasy.
Because England
And
doesn't
y'all-
exist.
they got-
Because England doesn't exist. That's why.
Oh,
That's
y'all like,
exactly
oh, fucking Bob Dylan's so stupid. But like, okay, he's like arguably the greatest songwriter of all time.
I disagree with you
let's
on that,
bypass
but yeah.
that. He's not the only fucking person that did folk music. My God, you know what I mean? Like, he's just one guy that did it, popularized it in the 60s. I think did it the best, but there are other people that did fucking folk music in North America. And not just folk music, but like Appalachian music and Native American music. And it's so much huger than just Bob Dylan. And when we talk about Bob Dylan, it's like, I think he's the greatest songwriter of all fucking time.
Okay.
And you guys hate folk music because you hate Bob Dylan. And like, that's unfair. That's silly boy talk.
No.
There's so much.
No,
dude, like,
no.
Guthrie, fucking, there's so much. Lead Belly, dude, there's so much
No,
good
I'm not
folk
opposed to
music
folk
out
music
there.
at all.
You've heard Bob Dylan. You have not
I've
listened.
listened to Bob Dylan. Trust me. I've been there, done that. All right, so let's move on to chapter 24 because you're stupid. So is this a banger for you at all?
Pretty good, though.
Well, it's not.
This is a banger. This is a good song. It's not like it's a mid-tier banger for me,
Yeah, this is
actually.
my 9 banger. So synth-driven psych song. Cool bass line kind of thrown in at various points of the song. But otherwise...
This really reminds me of that Stones record on her Satanic Majesty's
Secret Service. No, I don't know.
Secret Service.
It's not the James Bond movie.
Yeah, but anyway, the bass line's super fucking good. I find myself humming that bass line. Do 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 do.
It's a good
I
bass
find myself
line.
humming that more than anything else. But the melody's still strong here. Like, it fits in with the overall psych pop theme of the record that Sid likes. He's clearly fucking trying to do something with this record, and he wants to sound like that. But the chorus is strong, man. The chorus is very, very Beatles. He wanted to write like them. He wanted to be like them. Just weirder, bigger. Just wasn't good enough yet.
Yeah. And so lyrically, apparently it was inspired by the text from a Chinese tome called I Ching, the Book of Changes. It comes from a very particular chapter, from chapter 24 of that book. And apparently some people say that this is his weird interpretation of that. But honestly, I think people are looking way too deep into this. I think he probably read that, and this is just his own random interpretation of it. I don't think this is a translation of it. I think it's like very loosely inspired from that. I don't fucking know. Nobody knows. Syd Barrett's been dead for 20 years now.
I didn't read it.
Yeah.
I didn't even read the Wikipedia entry of it.
It was way
like,
too
this
long.
is way too fucking
It
long.
was way too long, and I don't
good.
care. And we also know that with a band this famous, people are just going to make up their own shit. So honestly, I don't care. And in the end,
maybe he read it and had some prophetic image. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't care enough.
But he never expanded on it after this. So honestly, who cares? The guy's been dead for over 20 years. We'll never fucking know what this song is about, but that it was kind of inspired, possibly, from I Ching. So
isn't that crazy that we're like this entire pod is based on like the brainchild of a dead guy?
yeah, right. I know.
Isn't that pretty wild?
Yeah. I know.
That's pretty wild. Oh, it's pretty wild, you know. I'm fucking Robert De Niro.
I'm a crow. I'm a crow.
I'm a crow.
I'm a crow.
I'm a fucking bird.
Dude, we're doing like
I'm sure they call crows something stupid in England. I know they do.
yeah, they gotta call crows something.
They have to.
Not ravens. They must
have
call them
to.
something different.
I'm a fucking raven.
Well, raven's not the same as a crow, but
Quoth the raven. Read that book.
all right. So I mean, I don't really have anything written about chapter 24. Do you?
That's fine. We can fucking move on.
So let's move on to the Scarecrow, another psych pop song in the vein of the Beatles, which is solid. It's good. They even made a music video for this one, or it's more like a promotional
Whatever the fuck that
video.
means.
Did
Yeah.
you watch it?
But Syd Barrett wasn't even in it.
Yeah, it was. All 4 of them were in it.
I thought he said that it was a later thing they did.
No, he was in the video. Did you watch it? You clearly didn't watch it. No, he was in it.
Watch it.
All 4 of them were in it. They're walking through this field, and then they're just walking by scarecrows, and then I think Richard pulls a scarecrow out of the ground, and they're walking around with it. But yeah, all 4 of them are in it before David Gilmour was in the band. So yeah, they're all in it. And of course, Roger Waters is wearing a button down, but his shirt's open, so he's showing off his his 6-pack and all that shit.
His bod.
Yeah.
He's Britland Bod.
His BB.
Yeah, we pass Britland so much on these episodes. It's wild. I do like the Scarecrow though. I think
it is a good song.
I think Richard has some dope parts. His leads are fucking cool. They build nicely. Like when the main organ riff comes in and is backed by like the cello, like later on, dude, that's fucking good shit. But Sid use a lot of open chords that ring out and just like add some texture to this. It's a good song. It's a good fucking pop song.
It is. And this is also another example of a song that utilizes the stereo in a weird way, because you have on one side you have all of the instruments on one, let's say the right ear. On the left ear you just have the horse clopping, essentially the metronome, just the horse clopping, and then you have the vocals right in the center, right in the fucking center. So it's just this weird stereo mix of a fucking song, very of its time, like we mentioned earlier, very Beatles, Sgt. Pepper's, very Pet Sounds, very of its time. But it's a cool song, and really lyrically, it's just about a trip he had, acid trip he had, LSD trip he had, same thing, and just him describing a scarecrow. Nothing too deep on this one at all. So I don't know. That's all I got on this one.
That's it. Easy song.
So the last thing here is Bike.
Bike.
This is a bouncy.
I've got a bike.
Exactly
I love this song. 4B, baby.
It's just a bouncy psych pop song. It's super
fucking
bouncy.
Like, it's just like circus shit, right?
Yeah, it really is. It's
like some.
It's my AB.
Fucking wild, dude.
It's my AB.
It's so catchy. It's so circusy in delivery. The hard harpsichord, everything sounds so sassy. It's fucking a sassy song. Like,
I dig it.
Yeah, it's cool. I like it a lot.
Also, normally, so a lot of what they did on this record, they would take Sid's vocals, or even like a backup vocal with Sid, and they would kind of repeat it slightly, so it's made it like this delay sound. But with Bike, they put Sid's, they essentially duplicated Sid's main vocal, put it as like a separate vocal on the left side, but they put it enough in the like behind it so it doesn't sound like it's a delay. It's just almost like this separate, different track that sounds kind of bad. Like just the way that they produced this record or produced this song is insane, and it should sound like shit. But for whatever reason, there's so much charm to it, and I totally dig it.
Charm's good. Yeah, there's a lot of charm to this record.
I think it's fantastic. Anyway, yeah, that's where we end with this record. Bike is the last song, the closer, and so we talked about the whole. They recorded at Abbey Road. They were recording next door to the Beatles, and when they were recording Sgt. Pepper, and then
that's crazy in itself, right? This I don't know. That's fucking wild.
It is
wild stuff.
And yeah, and like I mentioned earlier, you know, they Pink Floyd sat in on the sessions when they were recording Lovely Rita, from where the Beatles were recording Lovely Rita, and clearly that song and that record in itself inspired this record. And then the artwork. So this is one of the few records from Pink Floyd that was not done by Hypnosis, the popular, famous, I guess, company.
It was like one of 3 records that was not done by Hypnosis, right?
Yeah, something like that. I think it was 3. I think Endless River wasn't one. This one, I forgot the other one. Maybe Momentary Lapse? No, Final Cut. Final Cut, I don't think it was Hypnosis.
Wow.
No, Final Cut and The Wall were not Hypnosis. Because Roger Waters did The Wall, Final Cut, and then Piper. I think those are the 3 that Hypnosis didn't do.
Oh, that's right, because...
Yeah.
Especially The Wall too, because Roger was being a bitch about everybody, and he pissed off Hypnosis, and so they didn't do they didn't do the cover up for The Wall, which I don't like. The Wall, we don't like The Wall, but that's a cool cover for The Wall.
It's fine. I like it in its simplicity. Yeah, I even like the Final Cut.
It's called The Wall. It's The Wall.
I even like I kind of like the Final Cut artwork too.
Final Cut's cool. Yeah. It's a little weird,
It's simple. It's fucking simple.
Which is weird because they had a greatest hits in between The Wall and the Final Cut. I think that was done by Hypnosis. Where, like they're dancing with strings or some shit like that. Remember?
I don't remember now.
I can't remember what the fuck it's called.
Yeah, I don't know.
But it was cool.
So this record, it was done by a guy named Vic Singh. He took the pictures for this record. He used a prism lens on his camera. He purposely had the band dress up in bright colors, and the idea behind the album cover was to make it look like you're on an LSD trip, acid trip, and that's really what it was. And apparently, like that very specific lens that he used for this album cover is in some museum. I forgot where the museum was, but it's on display somewhere. That this is the lens we used, the prism lens that we used on Piper at the Gates of Dawn. So yeah, I think I like this album cover a lot. I think it's a really cool album cover. It's the whole band.
It's cool,
but in different lenses, prism lens.
For me, it's very it's mid-tier Floyd. I think it's cool. It's endearing for an early Pink Floyd. When they're getting more aggressive in their compositions and artsy stuff, I think we need a better thing from them, and we do see a lot of it. So I think it's fine for an early Pink Floyd record. Had this come out, like post like Dark Side, this like what the fuck is this, right?
Yeah.
But because it's so early,
it'd be too on the
cool.
nose. It'd be way too on the nose. Yeah.
What's that thing called where you hold up to your eye and like you
kaleidoscope?
Twist it? Kaleidoscope. Yeah. There it is.
Yeah.
Those are cool.
I haven't looked into kaleidoscope since I was a kid.
I don't think so. I have either. Those are fucking cool.
So also one last thing about this record, it was originally titled Projection, and then eventually Sid came up with the title The Piper at the Gates of Dawn after reading The Wind in the Willows, about the character Pan in that. So yeah, anyway, that's all I really have about this record. Do you have anything else?
I think that's it. There's some like studio or practice space that's in Birmingham too. I wanted to bring up, but I forgot what it was. I don't remember.
That they actually practice in Birmingham?
It's like it's like the second story somewhere in Birmingham. I can't remember what it fucking was already.
I don't know. Maybe friend of the pod Skip will let us know.
He'll probably know. Hey, fucking forget about this, you know? He doesn't talk anything like that either.
No, he does not at all.
He talks like a normal person.
We're just assholes. We're literally just fucking jerk-offs. Literally just jerk-offs.
Fuck them all. I don't care.
All right, so let's give our final thoughts on The Piper at the Gates of Dawn, Pink Floyd, and then rate the record based off of our world-famous 3-point rating system, where 3 is a perfect album, 2 is a good album you're going to continue to listen to, 1 is a bad album, give it a shot, and 0 is the worst thing you've ever heard. What do you got? Go.
Like, what do you want, right? What do you want from this, right? There's a lot of... They have better records. They have more iconic records, but they all sound like Pink Floyd. And I don't care if your favorite record's Metal, Adam Heart Mother, Dark Side, Wish You Were Here. That all sounds like Pink Floyd. Yes. This does not sound like Pink Floyd. This sounds like some fucking band that made one record and never made anything else. It's cool. It's of its time, but it's fucking fearless. It's just like, fuck it, dude. Let's get fucked up and waste some money. Let's see if we can get signed off of this. Who gives a shit? And you got to respect that. You got to respect that because this is based in some theory. Syd Barrett had stuff going, much like Brian Wilson. Like Brian Wilson had everything going on up here, but he was able to articulate either verbally or via, because he's multi-instrumentalist, he was able to articulate to the Wrecking Crew what he wanted. Had Syd Barrett been a better musician, like who knows where he would have been. Mm-hmm. He could have been another Brian Wilson of like the prog scene, of like the psych rock scene, of anything. Drugs and just, it's probably just drugs actually.
And schizophrenia too, yeah.
Yeah, but we talk about like drugs killed somebody so early, but like Hendrix hit his peak probably right before he died.
Probably.
Cobain probably hit his peak before he died. Syd Barrett did not. I don't think Syd Barrett hit his peak before he died. I think drugs fucked him over, and he was just kicked away. He was kicked away too soon, and I would have loved to hear a more coherent Syd Barrett after this. I like this record. It's cool. We both liked fucking On Her Majesty's Secret Satanic Request. We both liked that shit. It was fun. It was cool. This is a better that because it tries harder.
It's more sincere. Let's just say that it's more sincere.
It's sincere. I don't know. I'm hesitant about the rating. I'm scared. I guess off the cuff, it's a 2. Like, I'm gonna go back to this for sure. I have this on the vinyls. I enjoy it. I like it. Yeah, I'll give it a 2. I can't give it higher. I do like this. And 2 records we can keep. Mm-hmm. You keep ones. So 2 records we can keep.
That's not true. No, come on.
So
no. I mean, based off our 3-point rating system, 3 is a perfect album. 1 is a bad album, but you should listen to. No. I keep only good records. 2 plus.
You keep only 2. Also, all your Martin datings are 2s.
Yes, correct.
Every single
I don't
one.
make the rules.
When was the last time you did that?
Actually, not that long ago.
Why would you ever do that?
I don't know. Somebody was doing. I was doing it at work, not that long ago, or like when I was still in the office. I was doing that at work. Yeah. Anyway, Piper at the Gates of Dawn. Piper at the Gates of Dawn. This is a really cool psych pop record, psych rock record. I think I agree with you. Sid being as young as he was and so fucked up on the drugs mixed with the schizophrenia, which, unmedicated, schizophrenia can be really, really rough on people. And
this is 60 schizophrenia. Yeah,
this is like, let's get lobotomized. Let's fucking go to this is not 2025, 2026, schizophrenia here. That could be treated with medication. So it was a very different time, and had Sid been around for the next 5 years, I think we would have gotten some incredible shit of this era, of this style of music. I absolutely agree. But anyway, Piper at the Gates of Dawn. We've talked so much about this. I think it's an incredible record. I have this on vinyl. I really truly love this record. I'm not being a pretentious little cuck here. I think it's fantastic. I give it a 2.5 out of 3. Not perfect, but 2.5 out of 3. It's solid shit. I always want to go back to it. I always want to listen to it front to back. Never have a bad time doing it. So there you go. Piper at the Gates of Dawn, 2.5 out of 3. So thank you all for listening. Go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, give us 5 stars. If you're watching on YouTube, you smash that subscribe button, dude. That's what the kids say. And that's it. That's all.